Hi, sorry about that. I thought I was taping on the last segment and I wasn't, so I ended up making the belt without having it on tape. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a different snap. This is the 7/16 of an inch snap, which is what this tool is actually made for, the 7/16 snaps, 11 millimeters. So it should work fine on this one. So because these are designers, you're still going to have your male piece, your female piece, and instead of having two, you're going to have two prongs, but one of the prongs actually will have a design on one side. It won't be just a plain round, just a prong set. It'll have that flower shape. Okay, so anyway, I took my ribbon. I'm using pink and white, and I'm going to do the same thing as I was going to do before. I'm going to turn this down. What I found out when I turned this one down, don't turn it down too much because you don't want too much extra fabric to get in the way of it getting snapped. So try to go about, I don't know, maybe anywhere between probably 3/4 to an inch. And that's all you're going to need because you don't want too much of a too much extra. So if it helps you, you can put a little dab of glue in here to keep it down, or iron it down so it'll stay flat like that. But just make sure that you do seal that edge so that won't fray, so that ribbon won't fray. Okay, so we're back to this again. I put the rubber holders back in, and I'm going to do the socket with the prong, the female piece with the prong, and on the instructions it says that the female piece will go on the top. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to put that in the top of the tool. Okay, and it is going to stay in very nicely. Okay, so now I'm going to take my prong. So this is what's going to be the actual thing, piece that's going to show. So I want that to be the designer piece. So that's the decorative part of it, which is the prong. So that's going to go on the bottom. So I'm going to slide that into the rubber piece. Let's see if I can get that in there. Not getting poked too badly. Okay, so you want it to be flush, and it is kind of okay. It's in there pretty flush with the rubber piece. Okay, so now I've got my my ribbon. I'm going to fold it in half, and the designer part is what's going to show. So I'm going to put that part of the design on the top because I want my fold underneath. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in there, and I'm going to make sure I have it lined up as well as I can. So before you push and before you press really hard, make sure that your ribbon's exactly where you want it. I don't know, it looks pretty good to me, so I'm going to go ahead and squeeze. Okay. What happened? My piece is all stuck together. Yeah. Okay. There it is, and it didn't get squoze very well because of the rubber being stuck in there. So I'm going to go ahead and give it another squeeze. Let me do it this way. Now I'm going to take my pliers, and I'm going to tighten that up. Okay. Well, there you go. I got to say, I'm really not too happy with this machine, with this tool. I've had more trouble than what it's worth with them, so. But anyway, okay. So there's the top piece. So now I'm going to, which is the wrong, did I do it right? Yeah, I did it right, because that's going to come across and it's going to snap on the, I did it wrong. Yeah. Okay, well, I'm going to finish it anyway. It'll just snap this way instead of this way. Not a big deal. You're just not going to see this. You're going to see the designer piece on the male part. So let's go ahead and decide we're going to turn this over an inch or so. Okay. And I'm going to take this prong and put it behind here because I'm going to attach the male piece to this prong here in the back. So I don't want it to fold over too much. So I'm just going to pop it through, and you can see it in the back. Just line it up, make sure it's right in the middle of the ribbon. I hope you can see this, because there's the prong. That'll give me enough. So I've got the prong pieces coming out. Not very well centered, but it's okay. Then you take your male piece and put that on top. And I'm just going to use my pliers. I'm not going to use the machine. So I'm going to take my pliers and I'm going to push down. And you'll see those metal prongs go right into the snap. Okay. Now I can take this and I can tighten it up with this, and that should fit perfectly in there, but it's not. I'll try it anyway. Is it tight? Yeah, looks pretty tight. You can tell whether or not it's tight by just looking around the bottom, and you can see it's in there pretty good. Okay, so there's your snap. So now you've got your snap in. Oh, that's a tight one. Try it again. Yeah, it's okay. Okay, so now you've got your snap in. You can take your belt and put it through your belt slider and snap it. And then you can try it on your doll to determine how long you want your belt to be. You always, I suggest cutting it longer because you can always shrink it, but you can't add to it. So I would just go, I don't know. Your doll's waist, if she's 18 inches, probably about 10 inches. So I would probably go. I don't know, maybe a 12-inch belt would be nice. Let me measure it up against the, this one's pretty long. Let me see how I measured this one. Yeah, this one's still a little longer. Okay, so I'm going to just cut here. So here you can heat seal it. You can turn it down and sew it on the sewing machine, and so it makes a nice little diamond. There's all kinds of different options you can do. As far as these belts go, you can bling them up, you can put gems on them, you can bead them, you can, just you name it, you can do it. You don't have to stick with just plain fabric or just plain ribbon. You can just do a series of eyelets. You can, eyelets. The designer eyelets are really a cute idea you can use. Gosh, there's so many different things you can do. It's just limitless. Okay, so now we've got a pink and polka dot belt that she can wear with her pink skirts or pink pants. That would be really cute on a white leotard. Just all kinds of different things. But as far as these plastic, I think I told you in the last video, you can embellish these. If I wanted to really make this pop, I could take my hot pink glitter, and I can put a dab of glitter in each one of those little round circles on the slider. But there's just so many things you can do. So I don't know if I showed you this. You haven't seen this one yet, so this is the one I made for this outfit here. So I'm going to just take my slider and put that in and snap it, and then I can come around and put the skirt. This is the one that I was going to, this is the one I made for this outfit, actually made for this outfit, because I wanted it to sort of hang down low on her hip and give it that, I don't know, I call it the pirate look, but it's, you know, it's something like that. So anyway, I was at Goodwill, and they had all these socks on sale for 99 cents, so I thought I'd try and make some socks for the dolls out of these. And they're so big, I was thinking I could even cut them up and make a pair of, I can make some leotards for her. But I thought these would be really cute with this outfit as knee highs. So I'm going to go ahead and make a pair of knee highs out of these for this outfit, and I think that it would be very cute. So anyway, I'll show you those when I'm done with those. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Okay, I'm just going to add this to the last video and show you how to do some socks. These were some of my first attempts at making socks. This was a baby Gap sock that I got at the Goodwill, and what I did is I came up with this pattern, which is basically just the bottom half of the leotard, the tights pattern that I used. And I cut the baby Gap socks up where I could use the heel that was brown as the actual toe piece on the doll. So I tried to get it so that when you put these socks on, that the toe of the sock would actually, the heel of the sock would actually look like the toe of the a pair of socks on the doll. So that's the top of the baby Gap sock, and that's going to be very cute with a pink or a brown skirt, either one. This is, I went all the way up to the thigh. I have the pattern set up to be thigh high, knee high, and if you just want regular little socks, you can just come down here somewhere. I probably won't be making those, but here's one of those big Christmas socks like these that were knee highs, and I cut them, and I was able to get 3 different pairs of socks out. This one I tried just curling the top and making a circle, and I did it all by hand, and it's already coming apart, so that's not a very good option on these socks. So when I made that outfit for the pair of leotards made out of the sock, I saved the ribbing. So I'm thinking that if I save the ribbing from these socks, I can go ahead and take this ribbing and sew it to the top of socks that don't have ribbing, and I can sew it like that and have my own ribbing on my knee highs or my thigh highs. But it's just, I haven't tried it yet. It's just a thought that I'm kicking around. But this was the first pair of socks I got out of those knee highs, and they turned out kind of cute, but I didn't use a pattern. I just put them on and tried to get them as tight as I could without a pattern, and they're still okay, but they didn't do as well as ones that actually had a pattern, because they're I could probably tweak them and take them in here and there and try to get them to look nice, but we'll see. But anyway, that was one of the knee highs that I made out of those Christmas socks, and that was one of my first attempts, and it wasn't a very good one, but it's all right. Okay, so anyway, I've got my iron heating up, and I want my socks for this outfit not to be thigh high, and I want them higher than knee high, so I want them between thigh high and knee high. So what I did is I took my pattern, and I traced out a pattern, and what I did is I measured down 1.5 inches from the top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just draw a line and make that the top of these orange socks. So put these away. And I'm going to cut this off because I'm going to use that as the top of my sock. Okay, so I'm going to take one of my socks. I'm going to try and save as much as I can so I don't lose too much of it. So I'm going to measure down here, and I'm going to cut right where that first fold was. So now I can use the rest of that sock for something else. I'll make another, this orange is so bright, I might make another leotard out of those. Why not? Okay, so anyway, here's thigh high, knee high, and you need 2 sets. You need 2 socks. So I'm going to try this first. So try and find the area of your sock that there's not a lot of snags. Because I buy so much of this stuff at Goodwill, a lot of it is snagged, or there's holes in it or something. So try and find a spot that's pretty, not too badly frayed or snagged, and then just cut down the center. Okay. So we know that this is the finished part, so this is going to be the top of our sock. So get your ironing pad, and let's line up that top of that sock with our pattern. Okay, so let's see, looks nice. Okay. So just iron it onto the sock. Like something got on this freezer paper. Greasy. I don't know. Okay, so it's on there. It's ironed on, so we can turn this off, and I'll cut the other one out when I get my sewing machine out. So I'm going to just go ahead and cut around my pattern. I probably should have used better scissors, but these are the ones I've got. Cut something I shouldn't have with these, and it dulled a piece of it. Because of getting sharpened. Let's get my other scissors out, which is a better idea. Which I don't have here. Okay, so this is one sock. So I'm going to take this pattern and peel it and use it for my next sock. Of course, I don't have enough room on this one. So there's part 1. Okay, so I'm going to cut another sock out with the other sock. I'm going to get see if I can find some orange thread, and I'll get my sewing machine out and we'll sew up these socks. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, I got them both cut out. I've got one of them made up already. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim that. I don't know why that did that. Yeah, frayed a little bit. Okay, so here is the sock. This is the wrong side. I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to pin it together. I've got my machine set for my knit stitch. This sock comes with 1/4 inch seam allowance, so you can sew it up, and then you can tie it on the doll, and if it's good, then you can cut your seam allowances down. My friend said that when you're sewing with knits, so you don't have to come back and pick up that what's left over, put another piece of, I saved the piece I cut off, cut a piece off of your fabric, and when you go to put this in the machine to sew it, put a piece behind it, and that should stop the knit from being caught up in your your feeder teeth. So let's try that here. So like I said, I am on the knit stitch, and I'm just going to sew with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. I have orange thread on the machine. It's not exactly a good match, but it's as close to orange as I could get. And then I'm going to let the machine do all the work with a little help. Okay, get caught. And this is going around the curve. You might have to lift up your pressure foot and move your pattern around a little bit, your fabric around a little bit. Okay, I leave a tail on mine because I like to put in a square knot. You probably don't have to, but I just do it as a safety protection so it doesn't come out. At least I know it's not going to ravel. The sock won't ravel on me. Unravel, I should say. Well, the sewing won't come out, you know what I mean. Just a couple square knots is fine. Okay, so now I can try this on my doll before I cut off my seam allowances. Kind of got a little bit of roughness up there, but not a problem. Okay, so turn your sock inside out. Get your doll. Oh, sorry. She didn't want that head. Okay, so I've already tried it on one of her foot, and it works just fine. So now I wish I would have gone maybe about 1/2 inch higher for this outfit, but I didn't, so not a problem. Just have to live with what I've got. Okay, so there is her orange socks, and it's okay. It's pretty good. It's pretty good where I wanted it. I wanted it above the knees, but not as high as the thighs. And there you go. There's her socks. So what I've got to do is I've got to trim them down. And I can put her other tennis shoe on now. And she's got a Halloween outfit all ready to go. So I'm going to just trim that seam that I put in those socks. I mean the socks, yeah, I'm just going to trim them down. These were some of the first tennis shoes I made, and that was like, oh gosh. I think these were actually the first pair of tennis shoes I ever made. And there you go. Kyla's got her entire outfit all ready to go. She's ready to go out with her friends and party on Halloween. So there you go. That's how you make socks. They're very simple. You can take any sock pattern you want. Like I said, you can use you can go knee high, you can go thigh high, you can make, what do you call those? I don't know what they're called, but you just bring them down, leg warmers. You can make leg warmers. there's just all kinds of things you can do with these socks. And you can get them really cheap at the resale shops, Goodwill, Salvation Army, and you're going to find some really wild colors too, because those are the ones that people don't want because they are such wild colors, but they're great for the doll. Anyway, okay, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you later.